All right, we're back. Are we back?
We on? We live?
Yeah.
All right, folks. Week 12 or week 11. We're here.
Week 10, right? Oh, week 11. Jesus.
Week 11. We missed the first game as usual. Start podcast on Friday. Good game last week. Seattle won. Close
It
game.
was yesterday.
Thursday, yesterday, not last week, but we know what you mean.
Might as well have been last week, am I right?
Right.
Anyways,
Opening game. Tennessee and Indy. I like Tennessee.
I like Tennessee.
is this where Indy's, 6-game or 5-game or 4-game,
Well, you just keep going.
whatever,
winning
streak ends?
streak? It could be. Some people really like Indy in this one. I know the Philly Godfather is listening to him today. He likes Indy.
They're at home.
They're at home. Started -3. They're now -1.5.
So the public's on Tennessee.
Late Tennessee cash.
Wait until Sunday. See what the Sharps do.
See what happens when Derrick Henry hits the field, if he decides to play that game or not.
Why is he hurt?
Just because he didn't feel like playing, I guess, all season until last game against Patriots to fuck everybody over.
But they won the week before that without him.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, he's getting like double the snaps away from him from Deion Lewis, but he got 2 easy touchdowns. He
You
didn't
see
really
what
do much.
happens is when you play on the same team as a more talented running back, you're
He
not
got
going to get the
outsnapped
ball.
like
Yeah.
2.5 to 1, but
Right.
they got Deion Lewis.
I think
they got
Travis Henry outsnapped him.
I think
Corey Davis is playing well. He's finally breaking out.
that
WMU.
I like Tennessee for sure in
I
this
do
game.
too. I like their defense a lot.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think the Cowboys' defense is better than Indy's, and they were able to put up against Dallas on Monday night. So
Yeah, Tennessee's got a good defense. They're playing well. Mariota's starting to play better. They just have a big win against New England. But
that's just it. If Mariota's
we lost.
playing good, then
Yeah.
there's
They're both good teams. I mean,
Yeah.
we talked about this last week. Indy's got a good story. I think we faded them. I think last
their
week.
offensive line hasn't given up a sack. in
No,
like
the offensive
5
line's
games.
playing a lot better. A lot better.
But Tennessee's got a good defensive front. I think their running back Mack's gonna have a tougher
Yeah.
game.
Definitely, they're gonna
Deion
have
Lewis,
to be passing it to
Deion
Hines
Lewis
or
can catch the
whatever.
ball, kind of like the Patriots. He can, not even a scat back. He's still running inside. But
Yeah.
we lost a little bit of the, not the most favorable in points. We lost 1.5. So at this point, you're not getting the best value for him at +1.5. But I'm still liking Tennessee in this game for sure.
What do you think? Over, under?
Under
I like the over.
I always like the over.
50.5.
We're suckers for the over.
50.5. It started at 48. It's going up 2.5 to 50.5 total right now. But
This is printed from today.
Mm-hmm.
No, about 5 minutes ago.
Yes,
Lorenzo drives around with
Fresh.
the printer.
fresh, hot off the press.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like them. We like Tennessee.
It all depends on who you're using to bet with too, because my site is a -2, so
Your site
The-
is cheap.
Where'd you get this
trash.
from?
Covers.
Covers? Never heard of it.
I used to use scores and odds, but he's got this covers going.
It's live. It's like
Yeah.
it's a combination of like all the.
It's
big,
good enough.
It's close enough.
So, anyways, Tennessee's everyone's pick, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Atlanta, Dallas.
Right now,
I kinda
got
like
Tennessee
Dallas.
at 1.5.
Atlanta, Dallas.
I kind of like Dallas getting 3.5.
I hate
Think-
this game.
Yeah, I hate this
So do
game
I.
too. I'd lean more towards Atlanta because they're at home.
I
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
that's true.
over.
3.
I
Oh,
like
yeah.
if you can get some prop bets on Ezekiel Elliott. He's going to run all over Atlanta, I believe.
The over's not
and
bad at
receive.
49.5.
What did Atlanta put up last week against the Browns?
14.
14?
Right?
Browns are one of the top
Yeah.
defenses.
They
so.
can.
But I think they were missing a couple
Actually,
starters.
Dallas is a top defense, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their linebackers are good.
But what's his name? Smith, their offensive lineman. He might miss his game.
I got a 49.5.
They said every game he missed
That's what
last
it
year
said, yeah.
was like their offense was not good. Excuse me. Zeke didn't have really good productive games when he was sitting out, and Dak. The reason why I like Dallas is because Dak is
16
thinking.
points last week.
They had 16.
Yeah.
Dak is using he's not just throwing fucking
They got
garbage
Cooper
balls.
back. As soon as they got Cooper back, as soon as they got Cooper, they seem like they're
Clicking a
opening
little
up,
bit.
and he's feeling a lot more comfortable.
He's
Obviously,
got
when
a
you
number one.
when you got Zeke,
Yeah, exactly. Then
controlling
you
the
could
box,
just dump the ball to him, or Dak can run. Like,
yeah, they got
Controlling the box, he eats the box.
Atlanta's defense is a little depleted right now.
Little. Jesus.
They're only missing like 7 starters.
I think
but Atlanta at home can score. So
Yeah.
I think, almost stay away from this game. Maybe just play with the over.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely lean on Atlanta. But it seems like we're kind of mixed. Tyler, you like Dallas?
I like Dallas. I think what they just did to the Eagles too. Away.
I don't. The Eagles are not a good team. I don't
No,
think
but
the
it's
Eagles are
it
very
was
good.
Sunday Night Football division, huge rivalry. Like that, those games are just throw ups as they are.
Right. So they're in the perfect position for a letdown game.
Right, a track meet against Atlanta when they play a lot better at home.
I also think that Atlanta has the Saints next week, so this could be a trap game for them because they're looking at that division. And New Orleans is 1-1 in the division, so at this point, New Orleans is a much better team than Atlanta, but Atlanta's possibly looking past Dallas. I don't know. I like the over. I would stay away from this.
Yeah,
I'm no expert.
That's a
I just
low.
play one on a podcast.
Moving on,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Jacksonville.
I like Pittsburgh in the over.
I like Pittsburgh in the over.
Yeah, I like Pittsburgh. I don't see what Jacksonville's doing special this year.
Nothing.
Almost coming back against Indy
Yeah.
last week.
That was kind of
Fournette's
late.
back, right?
Fournette's
Yeah,
back.
That was
that is
garbage.
back.
Those are garbage points.
They were
but
garbage point. I mean, it was getting a little hairy at the end, but Jacksonville. I mean, Pitt's different on the road, but in years past, this year, shit, they're killing folks.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they play on the. I mean, it's not like. I don't know. I feel like every time Pittsburgh plays on the road, it's like shitty weather and stuff, and they're the best team out there.
Well, it's not going to be shitty in Jacksonville.
So what?
even
They're
better.
3-0-1 on the road.
3-1.
3-0.
3-1.
Oh yeah, you're right.
3-1.
Yeah, because they tied Cleveland.
3-1-1, I guess.
Yeah, they're 3-0-1.
On the road?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I'm looking at the spread.
yeah. Against
'Cause
the,
they're
sp-
16
against the
and one.
spread, they're 3-1. So I mean,
That
they're
doesn't mean
playing.
shit.
No, it doesn't. But Jacksonville doesn't scare me. And
They said
they're 2-2 at home, so it's not like they're dominating at home.
Pittsburgh's just got too many weapons. I think that's the long and short of it.
Right.
And Jacksonville's a team that's in disarray. I'd
Uh,
take the 5.
Now that now that this whole cloud for
Le'Veon.
Bell's over, now they know he's not going to be there. It is what it is. They got James Conner. He's done
they're
well.
gonna keep
He
rolling.
wouldn't have anything to wear when he did come back.
They raided,
Yeah.
they raided his
Took
locker
everything.
room.
They took all his shit.
Well, they're
I
probably
heard
happy.
Big Ben's first thing he took was his jock strap.
Oh my god.
Hung
Put it
up,
right around his face.
just wearing
No
it like a
text
necklace.
back.
Yeah, no, not even a call or a note.
I
Just-
feel like Le'Veon's just gonna retire.
No way.
no.
He's
Too-
rapping. He's
Too
rapping now.
much money.
He's rapping
on
because he
the
lost
line.
$14.5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm broke.
He's got the hype.
I would have been singing the blues.
I think
Yeah,
he's gonna
right?
play for Miami.
It could be.
That's why he's been out there living it up.
It's not up to him. They could
Yeah, that's
transition
true.
tag him. So the theory is that they're going to transition tag him and then trade him.
Right.
So,
Just to fuck him.
no, because they want something for him.
Yeah, they don't want to lose anything.
If they don't do that, they just get a compensatory pick.
What's he make, like 20 mil then next year? Or if they
They
So-
can't franchise him again.
they tag
Yeah, you
him?
can't.
I
Yeah.
thought that was the most times that they just did it.
No, they had one more. I thought
They
for
have
like
one
21
more.
mil or 20 mil
Now
or
it's
something.
Maybe
No,
they-
it's up to
It's the average.
of the top 5 players in that position.
But now they
So-
franchise him. You can do it 3 times.
This would be the 3rd time.
This would be the 3rd time. So now it's
So
the
it'd be like
average of the top
25.
3.
It would not be 25. The average of the top 3 running backs cannot be 25 million a year.
It's not 25 million.
Quarterbacks get signed for that
What's the
much.
stipulation of 3rd year? So it's the top. What's the average at the top?
Right now, Le'Veon makes 14.5.
Right, he lost
He's
14.5
first.
this year.
He's first.
So it's
It looks like.
It would be the astronomical number of 25 million. Told you.
because it's something crazy. You're getting the top. I think it's the top 3 or top 5 money plus an extra like 10% or 50 or 20%.
14.5 for Le'Veon. Jerick McKinnon is 10.5, and then LaShawn McCoy is 8.9. Shady's third.
But there's some bonus involved. When you get franchise tag 3 times,
Is Gurley gonna get signed next year again? Re-signed?
this is just what 4th year.
Yeah.
If the
Third
Steelers
year.
were to franchise him again, the cost would be 125% of his 2017 salary. Would be $18 million.
So he gets an extra 25%.
An extra 25%. $18 million. I
Instead
don't know
of-
how that would go to 25.
I don't either.
Maybe
It's
with
the article.
sponsorship.
Nike, bitch. Maybe he's getting
He's got a
sponsored by
rap.
the Jets.
With that being
Every
said, I
halftime.
like Pittsburgh -5. We lost points here. Started at 3.5. You're not the most favorable at -5. But the way they've been rolling, I'm gonna ride or die with Pitt.
They just destroyed Carolina, who would
Yeah.
shit on Jacksonville.
Right. I like Pitt in this game. I would have liked him better at 3.5, but
If you can buy him down,
Yep.
Yeah.
and
The over.
I like the over, yeah.
I like every over on those teams almost.
What happened last year? Jacksonville beat them twice, right?
Jacksonville was a way better team last year.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know if that matters this
It
year.
People
matters
don't forget.
zero. People matters. It matters zero.
They're 6-3 against the spread in the last 9,
If you look at how
3-1.
the Lions
road.
beat the Bears 9 out of 10 times the last 10 times they played before
Right.
last week, it just
Things
doesn't matter
change.
at all.
Things change, dog.
People do forget. It's called Trubiscuits. Titties, baby.
Baltimore Bengals.
Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, who cares?
I like
This is
Cincy
the
here.
worst fucking game
Cincy?
of the day.
Even with Mixon at questionable, no AJ Green. That John Ross ain't playing.
You got Lamar
John Ross
Jackson.
scored last week. He's not physically playing.
They said he was on the injury report today.
Everyone's on the injury report.
Go to,
Baltimore's got a
Roto-
Baltimore had a
Roto World.
soft schedule. They really haven't played anybody.
Make sure. Yeah, Ross. Yeah, since he.
Baltimore
they just hired
lost
the
to the
Browns
Saints by
ex-
a point because of a missed field goal or a missed extra point.
That was
The first one
Bad
Justin
game.
Tucker missed in his whole
That was a
career.
bad game,
Why are you
but
bringing up old shit?
yeah. In case you didn't know, he didn't miss one before that because the announcer said it every fucking time he lined up.
Yeah,
Hasn't missed one yet.
they
Looking
always
at
do.
Yeah,
T.
but they were.
It'll
they
be
were-
like hockey. They'll
that
be
was
like, he
early
hasn't
in-
had a shutout in 20 years.
Did you
And
see
he's
Braden Point last night?
Yeah.
3 goals in 90 seconds.
I'm not a hockey guy.
like
Why
6
don't you
fastest
suck
hat trick.
off?
I'm Mexican.
Second fastest hat trick in the modern era. Since
On the
since
road.
the expansion era. That's fucking stupid. Do you understand?
Second fastest.
He had a
Waste
break
my
in between periods. Anyways, back to football. Baltimore is going to destroy Cincy, in my opinion. Their defense is too good.
Good luck.
Cincy, Baltimore's defense is better than the Saints.
But
And
the Saints
Baltimore's-
offense or
No,
Better than
defense.
Saints
defense.
Baltimore's been getting
And-
beat up the last couple of weeks. This bye
They're
came
a
on.
team on the decline, but so is Cincy.
You could say all you want, Lamar Jackson or RG3 is going to play, but they're not. I
Who
mean,
gives a shit
Flacco's
about
not
either
good
of them?
anyways. And Flacco's
Flacco's
robbed the NFL.
Well, he's a
Actually, he's
conciliator.
playing better.
Flacco's a conciliator. He's got some more offensive weapons, but he doesn't really turn the ball over as much. I mean, he's more like a Case Keenum or some of those other players. He's not
yeah,
gonna. He's
just
not gonna
throwing
ruin. The,
400
yeah, he's not
yards,
gonna
but
ruin the game
yeah.
for you. So
But
with
he
their
can't
defense,
scramble out of the pocket like the other guys can.
yeah, but I mean, you're not gonna let shit. Look at RG3. Those legs are dead. Those legs are gone.
Yeah, he ain't got no
He's on
kneecaps
ice
left.
skates. He ain't got no
That's what they
legs to
said the
tie.
other day. Well, he's probably going to start, and everyone's like, Lamar Jackson starting. And
Russ
the coach is like,
practiced
no,
all week.
Harbaugh. Did he?
Yeah.
Who?
Said he had a groin issue. He's questionable, but said he
Yeah,
practiced
AJ's not gonna
every day.
play. Mixon's gonna
AJ's
play.
done. Mixon's going to play, yeah.
No, Tyler Boyd.
Was he?
He's gonna have a big game.
Yeah, they're going to go off. I think since he's going to beat, I mean, I'll take the 4 points. I don't trust Baltimore, and to me,
Is this the lowest under on the day?
Probably.
Oh, they don't even have
There's
it.
none.
Because they're like, both these teams suck.
Right. They don't know who's going
I
to
would
play. They
take-
don't know who's going to start. The quarterback.
Anyways,
I think. Can you give us a line so I can bet the under, please? Be
so
lucky to get 30
gonna,
points in this
everyone
game.
here is saying Cincy, or just don't touch the game.
I'm saying go outside and play in the snow if this is the game on your TV.
Who is the game we said we're not touching last week at all? Was it
Indy?
the Colts? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. That's like this game. That's like this
Yeah.
week.
Giants in Tampa.
Another one.
Giants had probably the best game all year.
How
Eli's
about
best
this?
game.
Cincy and Baltimore play, and Tampa, New York play, and the losers play each other, and that loser is out of the NFL forever.
I like
Tampa
it.
somehow gets 501 yards and what? 3 points?
4-team tourney for death.
They had total of
501 yards.
501 yards, and Fitz threw 400, and he threw
You
an
got, what, 3
interception
points?
Yeah.
and 2 fumbles.
Yeah,
They
it's
scored 3
ridiculous.
points. And then who was it? The Saints had like 520, and they scored like 60 points.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Tampa, they can move the
54?
ball around, but
I don't know.
they make mistakes. I don't think they'll make those kind of mistakes again.
I don't either. They only have one. Ronald Jones, I don't think, is playing. I think Peyton Barber
He's gonna,
is playing.
He's gonna play. Mike Evans, if you want to show up,
yeah.
anytime now.
OJ Howard, you too.
Yeah, you suck, OJ Howard.
Some weeks that the Tampa Bay offense, there'll be 3 guys, 4 guys catching touchdowns, and
Plus
then the other they're
Fitzmagic-
just fucking do nothing.
Fitzmagic's lost a little bit of his sizzle, but Giants
Winston's stealing sizzle from the fucking local sizzler.
And it ain't working.
The Giants are 0-4 at home. Maybe they're due. Tampa's 1-4 on the road.
I think Saquon has a big game
straight
here.
up.
I think
Yeah,
he has an
Tampa
actual
has no
big,
defense,
yeah,
so
I
he
think
better have a big game.
maybe
What did he do Monday?
He only had like 40 yards or something like that. He had
Really?
15 points on fantasy and PPR, so I know he had like 4 or 5
Had some
catches.
catches, yeah. He didn't score.
He hasn't,
out.
he didn't get to run the ball at all. He didn't score either.
Well, when it's just you and OBJ, I think it's pretty easy to
I got
shoot.
Well,
Sterling
Evan
Shepard.
Ingram looked
Ingram's
good.
back.
Except
They're
for
all
Don't
Shepard
back
looked
him up
good.
because he's on your fantasy team.
I got rid of him.
I have
Did
him.
you?
I have 4 tight ends.
I know you're trying to give me something.
I need
you
somebody.
Fuck. Actually, what's
I need
cool,
a wide receiver because Marvin Jones, bum ass, fucking.
people love
Sonny.
listening
Alright.
to us talk about our fantasy teams.
Well, it kind of goes hand in hand. But
Take
we'll
your hand
talk
and get
about-
off my thigh.
Over 52 and a half.
whenever we don't know, we just go over.
It's gonna have to go over.
Don't trust us this week.
That's
Yeah,
gotta be. An
I won
over.
under in this game, to be honest.
You did, or you want
I
to?
did.
You just think they can never finish?
The truth comes out.
I just think the Giants.
the over police.
Are
The
the only
Giants
ones
had
that
their
didn't
best
score?
game last week. I'd actually lean more on Tampa. I just think both of them are gonna shit the bed.
I just think they both
No one can
suck.
no one could close each other out, and with Tampa, I mean, not really. I mean, getting a shit ton of yards, but not scoring.
Yeah.
Could be
Okay.
a field
so
goal game.
Saquon had 100 total yards and 4 catches. 4 catches for 33 yards and 67 rushing yards.
He had a couple big plays. He had that one big pass. He had that one
Yeah,
big
at
pass.
the end
that
of
was
the
like
game.
30
I
yards.
didn't pay any attention to
That was at
He
the
had
end of the
one
game
big
to
pass. Yeah.
to
So,
get it to Sterling.
That's a
for
little
the
inflated, but
winning
yeah.
touchdown.
I was busy reading the fucking Bible instead of watching that stupid game.
I go under in this game. I don't really have any.
Intel, we
Yeah.
don't really care for it.
Right.
Next game, Houston and Washington.
Big boy Houston. I got Houston big in this game.
I think the over too. 42 and a half. I think.
My fear is that Washington won't score
Yeah,
Yeah,
for an over/under. I
Yeah,
like
this is-
Houston for sure.
this is a team that's played really bad competition. Washington hasn't played really anybody.
Alex Smith is just.
He can't.
He's
He's
got
getting
nobody.
178 yards for 3 games in a row or something like that.
He's missing like the top 2 wide receivers each week. They're just not ever playing. They keep going
Yeah,
on.
Who are their top
They got
receivers?
Crowder
Crowder's
and
done.
Reed.
Reed has.
Been
Who the fuck knows where that guy's even at?
Yeah, he's
He's
been
not as reliable as like Gronk
No.
this whole year.
very
Last year too.
very pedestrian. Reed's been disappointment.
Chris Thompson's probably not going to play, so that means
He's
they just
not. He's
have
out.
to run it with Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, when you're one dimensional and your quarterback's just a facilitator, same as
Washington.
Paid.
Washington lost
did
like
good.
5
Tricked the
starters on
league.
defense the past couple weeks. They're getting fucked.
Their offensive line is like completely decimated. I like Houston for sure. I wouldn't touch the over/under. If you're afraid of the 3, maybe tease it down to a pick 'em if you can. Just because Houston almost choked to fucking Denver a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but Denver, I mean, they still...
Their Denver defense.
Denver's
is still,
weird, yeah. Denver's a weird team to judge. I don't...
I feel like Case Keenum's just there to fill right now, just
like-
because they're not like they know they weren't gonna win, so they're like, let's just pay him,
Well, it's either
He'll
that or Trevor
help.
Simeon.
with the young kids that we're bringing in, and then we'll draft a quarterback.
What young kids?
Well, they're professional.
Paxton Lynch?
No, he's not even on the
he's
team
gone.
anymore.
There's professional quarterbacks out there. This day and age, these gunslinging rookies doesn't always happen, but there's still going to be these
Kaepernick, man.
Well, they fucking burn out fast, but
Look at Barkley.
Charles?
Pick 'em.
No, he came from the Bears, goes to the Bills,
Matt
makes
Barkley?
Peterman get fired.
started from
No,
the
no,
bottom.
finally.
Nathan Peterman,
Started from the bottom, still at bottom.
just above Peterman. Started from
above
the
bottom.
bottom, I'm just
Just
above
has a
Peterman.
job.
So Nathan Peterman got himself fired.
Oh
You
yeah,
can't blame Matt Barkley.
Yeah.
he came in there. And
He
he's
had,
like, I got this,
fucking
coach.
5. Like the Bills did everything they could to try to win with Nathan Peterman. Nathan Peterman's like, do you not understand? When I throw 5 picks and a half, I'm not any good.
Get me out of here.
Yeah, he didn't want to play.
Now he'll go get a job at like a high school as a quarterback coach, and people will be like, "Wow, this."
Because he played
People
in the
just
league.
laugh at him.
Go be a high school coach with your what, $10 million probably.
We for sure, last podcast, thought McCown was gonna light up the Bills just because he brings that energy
I
in
didn't think
there.
that was a game we said we didn't even
Hold
want
on,
to touch
light
it.
up. I didn't like that game at all,
Well,
but
you
I
were
did
here.
take the under. Somehow, some ways, the Bills managed to score 40-something points by themselves. I wonder what Nathan
Yeah.
Peterman.
All right, we'll get to
I
that
don't
later.
know if we knew Barkley was starting either. I think when we did this, it was still Peterman was the starter last week, and then
Well, someone didn't do his,
Monday he
someone
fired.
didn't do his research.
When did Peterman get? Or when did
It
Barkley
was
get named the
decided
starter?
Saturday, I think,
Yeah.
or late Saturday.
Saturday night. Yeah, like there's nothing we can do.
Don't quote me on that. It could have been Sunday morning, but it was late. I didn't realize till Sunday morning.
because they said Peterman was the starter, and then he was fired 2 days later. So
Right. And now he's working at Subway.
well,
So Nathan Peterman has earned $500,000 in his contract.
that's to suck.
Well-
That's like fighting Conor McGregor for $1 million just to get fucked up and put in the hospital. I would
You
do
wouldn't
it.
get put in the hospital. You get knocked out though.
He
I
might.
would. I mean, I would still do it.
All right, Carolina, Detroit. I think that Carolina's like the obvious choice here.
Yeah,
I think-
obvious choice. Seems like
It's
Detroit's-
rising
Detroit's
too.
mailing it in.
It'll probably be like 6 come Sunday.
yeah. I mean, they're 2
It
and
won't
2
be
at
6,
home.
but probably get up
2
to
and
5.
2 overall with the spread.
Carolina's got an avenge game going
Yeah.
here.
And they
can't
know-
stop Christian McCaffrey.
And they know if they lose to Detroit, they should just fold them
Well,
for the
is
season.
it Carolina that's playing? Now I don't remember if it's Carolina or Atlanta that are playing the Saints next.
Well, Carolina's 1 and 3 on the road overall, 1 and 3 against the spread, so they haven't been lighting it up. Granted, they did play.
They play the Seahawks next. So it is the Falcons.
They played Pitt. They lost to Pitt. They lost a couple good games.
They got
Tough matchups.
Destroyed by Pittsburgh
Yeah.
last week.
I mean, it was a good game. For Pitt.
Underestimated
Great game for Pitt.
Pittsburgh apparently.
I thought it was gonna be a lot closer game. They just
Yeah, there's no defense.
But he's been playing minus that one hiccup last week. Carolina's on a roll. I don't see Detroit doing anything this game.
No. Detroit can't score.
They can't score. They got rid of their little Golden Tate.
They literally have no.
Kerryon
I mean,
Johnson's kind of
they got Johnson
tailed off.
and Galladay this week. That's it.
no Marvin Jones.
No, he's out.
Good. Carolina for me all
Darius
the way.
Slay still out.
No, he's
No,
playing.
he's back.
Is
He's
he?
back.
He'll
But
be
they're
in
missing like
bunches.
3 other defensive backs or something like that.
Might be a big game from Greg Olson.
Hopefully.
Who knows? Slay will probably cover one. Probably take away one of their guys.
He'll
I
take
mean,
away Funchess.
Funchess really isn't shit anyways.
He's a big guy.
That's it. He's just their big wide receiver. They got that Moore kid and Samuel.
DJ Moore, yeah.
They got McCaffrey. Like you said, no, they're gonna stop him.
I like the under.
Yeah, run the ball. Detroit doesn't scare me.
49ers.
Yeah.
I feel like Stafford will still somehow throw 2 touchdowns. Maybe.
Well, it's
Kerryon
okay.
Johnson
He's
gets 1 or
scary.
2.
It's going to be good for Slay to be back.
Yeah.
But I just don't think they have enough firepower. And he's been playing well. Shit, he's been playing real well.
Yeah. Even with Slay back, he's going to be on the field more than he wants to be his first game back.
Right, it's his first game
So-
back. Yeah.
He's going to be worn down.
Big spread, -7 Chargers against Denver. Chargers are at home. 2-1 overall
That
at home.
Denver defense, it scares me. Like,
Chargers
They're
have kind of
playing
played
well.
vanilla teams. They
Mhm.
haven't really played anyone real crazy. But
was
they
that?
have been winning. They have been winning big, but they haven't been playing one really that tough. So people are on Denver. People like Denver with +7. I bought a couple of points at.
they only beat the Oakland Raiders by 14.
Yeah.
and
And that is not
Denver
something. Yeah.
dominated Oakland.
yeah, they
God, I hate that total's so low right now. I would have bet the under if it was at 47 where it opened.
yeah. I mean the Chargers, like I said, this is definitely an inflated price at -7.
I'd stay the fuck away from it.
Yeah, I'd take probably Denver or nothing.
With the 7,
Yeah,
yeah.
I bought it. I bought 2 points. I got them at -9, but
+9, you mean?
yeah.
I could see Denver pulling an upset.
So could I.
Put your money on the money line. I bet you they're what, +250?
More than that.
Plus 275. Minus 330 for Chargers. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that money line, but I would. I bought a couple of points. I got them at +9, but I'm gonna ride with them. Chargers, like I said, I think they're just an inflated.
I think Melvin Gordon,
He can
he'll
play.
have a good game, but I don't think Phil Rivers will have a great game. I think he's going to get sacked a few times.
Yeah, they could keep it close for a while. Maybe a backdoor cover from Denver. I mean, the
Second-
Chargers are a better team for sure, but
Mm.
I'd take 7.
Who got hurt on the Chargers? Was that Ingram? Their linebacker got hurt last week?
They
Side
might be
note,
getting Joey Bosa back, which is kind of
Oh, yeah,
scary.
it is.
But
Bucks,
Bucks Bulls?
what is that? It's
14.5.
yeah, it's a lot. But
I know, but dude, the Bulls just got beat by fucking 30 to the Celtics
last night, that was 2 nights ago.
and the Bucks beat the Warriors by like 30.
That was last night, though.
Yeah.
Okay, Trevor Williams is out. Joey Bosa's questionable. He was practicing today, so I'm going to say he'll be limited maybe.
A snap count.
Yeah. Antonio Gates is also on the verge of not playing when I read
Antonio
earlier.
Gates hasn't played in like 3 years.
Yeah, but they don't have I don't know who their other tight end is.
I like Denver.
Take
No,
Denver.
I'm agreeing. I'm just saying who's hurt.
All right, next.
Oakland at Arizona. Arizona's -5.5. Game started at -4. Both teams are abysmal.
Get a David Johnson prop bet in there.
David Johnson's really the only fun thing on either team. I absolutely despise Oakland. Worst coach in the league right now, probably ever. Made some really horrible decisions.
In case you haven't heard,
We got Mac.
the Mac attack is back.
Oakland 0-4 on the road.
1
Arizona-
6 in their life.
Right, Arizona not much better. They're 1-4 at home, but Arizona's -5.5. I like Arizona here.
At home.
I don't love either way. I don't love either one.
Dude, that over under is insulting.
41.
Yeah, I was going to say
Derek-
Arizona's defense is still not bad. Like it's
No,
still a
they're
good
not.
defense. So
Yeah,
Who did Arizona play
they
last?
played
Was it San Francisco?
yeah,
No.
San Fran.
the Giants played San Fran on Monday night.
Yeah, that is correct.
No, the Giants played.
San Francisco.
The Cardinals played the Chiefs and only lost by
yeah.
12.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember because that spread was like 16.5,
Mhm.
and we're like, nah.
No, I took the money line for that one. Didn't win the parlay. Thank you, Philly.
So we like Arizona here.
No, I don't like anybody. I mean, bet it down to tease them. Buy it down to as far as you can go.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch
What's the
this
money
game.
line? Probably like minus 200.
Cardinals are minus 250. Raiders are getting 210. Plus 210.
I don't know.
I wouldn't touch it.
But
Honestly, I could see both offenses somehow exploding and going over just because.
how can Oakland's offense explode when they don't have any players?
Who did they beat? Who was it they beat 3 weeks ago before they got slaughtered on Thursday night? Jalen Richard had like 2 touchdowns.
I thought it was Jalen Richard.
Oh, the Colts. They
They got
didn't
beat by
win,
the
but they
Colts.
actually had a productive offense that
But-
day.
Okay, so
I mean,
3 weeks ago they did one good thing. They got destroyed
Yeah.
by the Seahawks before that. So if we want to go that far back, who did they beat? They got beat by the Chargers.
no Jordy Nelson.
They beat the Browns 45-42 in overtime.
That's when I think Jordy had 200 yards the first half and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
They have last week. Cook didn't catch the ball until like the 4th quarter, and he was tearing it up. They couldn't stop him.
Dalvin Cook?
Yeah. No, not Dalvin Cook.
Oh,
Jared Cook, the
Oh.
tight end.
Oh, yeah, he's their only player.
The Chargers were all trying to
He's their
tackle him.
only-
He's throwing people
he's their
off
only
of him, and
player.
they're like, the announcer's like, why hasn't he even been targeted until the 4th quarter?
He's their only player.
Yeah.
Nothing about Oakland scares me at
No.
all. Arizona can at least run the ball with David Johnson. That's where I got the edge. They're at home.
Spider 2Y banana.
That's it. That's the one.
So
New
you take-
Orleans. Yeah, we're talking way too much on this game.
It
Fucking
sucks.
stupid.
New Orleans and Philly.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I think the over could happen too.
56. Yeah, no problem.
I could see
Wentz is still a
Wentz
good pro-
throwing like
yeah,
Ertz a couple.
He was
or-
getting better. I mean, they got beat up pretty bad last week, but they got weapons. I mean, shit, they got.
They just don't have a running game.
Right.
That's when you don't have a running game. It's hard to convince the Saints that you're gonna.
Yeah,
not
and New
throw the
Orleans
ball.
don't have the best defense, and they got better the last couple of years, but
They're hot right now.
The
so-
secondary isn't amazing.
right.
Right.
So
But
I could
they-
and
Yeah,
Philly's got
Philly has-
5 fucking
can
receivers.
Philly
Philly has-
score 21, 24 points? Sure. Yeah,
They don't
but
have any
New Orleans, there's no
cornerbacks.
stopping. They can beat them in multiple different ways: run, pass. You know,
Philly's using practice squad cornerbacks right now because they are depleted. They've lost like 5 of them this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be an over. I think.
yeah.
56.
Neither defense is amazing. The Saints can put up 50 again.
Yeah.
No problem.
Oh,
Easy.
without a doubt.
If
Drew
they-
Brees.
We like the over. We like New Orleans. We wouldn't go any other way. Easily, Philly can backdoor cover but
I always bet New Orleans money line. I don't even
Yeah,
fuck with
because
the
there
spread.
is sometimes that like they'll win 16-13 or something, and it's like, what the
Have
fuck
they done
happened?
that this year?
that's
They
not-
lost to the Buccaneers, so anything's possible.
Come on.
well, they were playing like madmen those first couple of
Yeah,
weeks.
that was horrible.
All right, so we're all in agreement. New Orleans for sure. And,
They lost to the Bucks 48-40 too. It's not like they got blown out.
right.
They both put up points.
Moving on to our game.
That's when Fitz was dressing like McGregor.
Yeah, he's cool. I like Fitz.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
He might fucking lose his starting job this week, but
Yeah, he's cool though. I like him.
Minnesota, Chicago.
That bass. I like Minnesota.
Yeah, me too.
I like Minnesota. You know,
I don't know. It
Chicago's-
depends on Kirk Cousins if he
It's a
shows
show
up
me,
or not.
It's a show me game for Chicago. They haven't played anyone real tough. I mean, they had a good game against the Pats. They let 2 special teams plays kind of haunt them. They actually beat Tom Brady.
Yeah,
They beat Tom Brady, but
they beat themselves too.
they beat themselves on 2 big plays. Special teams. That was like the show me game. Kind of came up short, and then the other primetime game they blew it against
The Rams.
The Packers.
Pack in the first game.
The Bears haven't played the Rams yet.
I thought you were talking about Minnesota.
So those
Minnesota
are the 2.
hasn't played anybody but the Rams.
Right.
The Bears haven't really played anybody but the Patriots.
And
Seattle's not bad. They held.
In the beginning of the year, they
yeah.
weren't good.
but
guess.
yeah, Seattle starts slow. They usually pick it up towards the second
make
half.
the wild card and make.
Yeah, that's what they do. But Minnesota, they've been there before.
Mm-hmm.
They've had these games. They've had our number for years, like everyone in our division. But
They had a bye last week, so they're pretty much healthy as they can be.
I think this isn't a do or die game for either team, but
It's a prove-it game
It's a
for
prove-it game.
the Bears defense.
yeah,
Well,
for
yeah.
Sure.
they're going to be on. They're on the hot seat. You know,
I don't think Kirk Cousins is all the hype though. So I think
He's
but
I
complete-
feel
like,
like
he's
I feel
complete-
like
he's-
when he gets like sacked or something, he like goes to the sideline, just sits there like a fucking bitch, and then like that's.
it's a good analysis. I don't know if that's
I don't know
But,
how
like,
accurate
against,
that is.
like,
Maybe you saw that a couple times and that's the way you feel. But
But I also see him like when he's hot. I mean,
I
clearly
mean, he's not a color, but he's completing 71% of his passes, and he can do some dink and dunks. Now he's got Dalvin Cook.
he's
got
got
a
some
great
good
run game.
receivers.
He's got
I
great
think
receivers. Thielen.
Thielen's okay.
Diggs
I
is
heard.
coming back.
Is Diggs playing?
Laquan
Diggs is-
Treadwell is playing in Chicago, in his
Um,
hometown, so he
They got a
might
good.
have some
They got a
edge
good
to him.
tight end.
Kyle
with
Rudolph. Yeah.
Ertz
No,
or Rudolph.
Rudolph has seen like 12 targets the whole season.
But he's a good player. He's on the field. He's not a bum.
I think it's just.
They haven't really used him.
I think they hyped him because like Case loved him. He loves his tight ends in general. Clearly, you see this kid in Denver coming out of nowhere, Humerman or whatever, and he's playing just as good as Sutton right now. I think that maybe that's just what it was, and Kirk comes and doesn't use a tight end. Maybe
I do like
Because-
the over in this game though.
I took the over. In this
And
game.
I don't know. The thing that I not worry about, but question with Minnesota is they are a dome team. Playing
Yeah,
in
it's
some
true.
cold, man. It's going to be 25 degrees and cold.
Yeah, but they got Cook.
and Snow.
They got Latavius Murray. They can play. I mean, I think last week was a big telling for Dalvin Cook.
2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. They were on a bye last week, and that they got him even more healthy.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's coming. They had a depleted team right there for a little bit, and now
They're
they
playing.
got that bye.
They're
and
playing good
everyone's-
football.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
the
Especially
bye's
their
gonna help.
defense helped because
It's a-
now Barr's back. All these guys are back that were
It's an
huge
even game.
playmakers.
It's
Wait
spread.
till week
It's an
17,
even-
man. Final week of the year. That's going to be a big game.
Right after the Packers.
The Packers are like week 13, I think, or 14.
We play Detroit, then we play the Rams,
And then the Pack.
Rams and the Packers and then
Minnesota.
And then another. Hold on, this is week 11. So week 12 is the Lions. Week 13 is the Rams.
We play Giants sprinkle in there somewhere.
oh
too.
they're fifth.
14
Team.
is the Packers. 15 is the Giants.
And
then
then
there's
s-
another team, and then 17 is the Vikings.
Yeah. So, but I think, yeah, I mean, it's an even game. It's really, you're getting
Lions, Giants, Rams, Packers, Niners,
Niners.
Bears.
Niners are at,
Or
it's
Bears,
Christmas,
Vikings.
almost Christmas Eve, 23rd, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have some games. You need to beat up on Detroit, which they already got that down. They need another game against Detroit next week. They can split these games and have no problem. They're gonna be favored against the Giants.
That's the difference between this team and the team last year and the year before. There was no, like,
To have significant games in late November, early December is all you can ask for. I mean,
I'm
really.
talking about them winning insignificant games.
Oh yeah.
Beating Buffalo,
Steelers.
beating the Jets, not the Steelers, they're good. Beating the Lions,
Right.
the 49ers.
These are the games you
We-
have to win.
They
we
would
lost
win
the Steelers
those
by like a
games.
field goal, didn't we?
When?
Last year.
Oh, I don't know.
Isn't that what you're talking about? Who we
What's
played
in years
last year?
past?
No.
Oh.
You got to take
Insignificant teams that you should beat that we've
We
lost
don't.
to.
Yeah,
Right.
This year
we
we're
play
beating
tough
those
games.
teams.
Yeah, we're getting up to these big games now. This is a show me game, and for me, like I said, I don't think it's do or die for the Chicago. As long as they make it a competitive game, I don't think it's obviously going to kill our season. But they're hoping for a split, and they're at home, so this would be the game to do it, I guess. But Minnesota's off the bye. I like them here, and I think it's going to be a close game. But I'm going to edge Minnesota just because they've been there.
I'm gonna say the Bears.
Brock?
I think Minnesota covers and the Bears win 28-27.
It's a good game.
And take that over.
Kansas City and the Rams, the game people have been waiting for.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God,
Monday
this
night game.
game screams under.
It does, but I can't go anywhere close to the under. I have to go over or nothing.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's no value to this. It's the total. It's gonna be the highest over in bet
Ever.
in NFL, and it's gonna be the most bet over.
Look at
For
how much
Vegas.
it's changed in like 5 days. It's
Right.
gone up
5
4
points
points
almost.
almost.
4.5 points.
3.5.
3.5 points. Can't add.
Yeah, this is 63 on mine.
So yeah, they, they're gonna have a lot of money on the over, no matter what. I could never go under here. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game, obviously, but 63 is gonna be a good one to get to.
Kansas City's defense really just has to show up.
Think
little
about
bit.
that though. That's 16 points a quarter.
Yeah, I mean they
That's a
score.
lot.
They both score. Rams.
Kansas City didn't last week against Arizona.
But Arizona's got a good defense. The Rams.
See,
they
and I
got-
like Kansas City
I like Kansas City in this game too.
because the Rams defense is playing like shit.
Yeah.
Everyone
Only
is making it
Fucking
known.
They got some
Donald
receivers,
is
but they
doing
don't got
only-
Cup.
He's the only one doing shit.
They don't got little Cup.
Oh yeah, he's out.
Gurley, obviously, there's no surprise. He's killing it again.
I was listening to a podcast before this. One of the sharps out in Vegas said that they're thinking Gurley is having at least 200 yards from scrimmage.
I think he's gonna catch it 150.
Yeah, he's
Just don't run the ball up the middle.
Yeah, he can easily run the ball for 100. He can easily get 65, 70 yards easy through the air.
I think if you can get some props on the running backs, both the running backs in this game.
That's the thing. I think it's gonna come down to who can run the ball better. And this is a nice showing. Hunt and Gurley. I mean, these are some of the two of the best.
I mean, Hunt
Definitely Gurley.
this has to be a game where he shows up.
For them to
Because
win,
there's
He's been
some
off a
games
few
where he
weeks.
doesn't.
He's
Yeah,
been off a
exactly.
few weeks.
And it affects him.
Well, it's gonna affect you when your running back doesn't play well.
right. And with this kind of game, you can't afford to be down. I mean, someone's got to control the clock, whether it's a drive or the end of a half.
We also have to think: are the fires gonna affect this?
This
Are they
game
gonna
might
be
not get
smoky?
played. This game might not get played there.
If you're in California, you could easily light your joint with the fires.
Feel bad. For
All
them.
All the
topic.
weed farms are freaking out
Did
right
you
now.
see Airbnb's letting everyone stay where they want for free if they were in the wildfires?
Mm-mm.
They're doing that.
I'm going to a mansion.
Playboy
just
Mansion,
me.
dude.
$100 million minimum.
My
Well-
insurance would cover it.
You know what? It's going to be an awesome game. You know, I feel for those folks out there for sure. But if it does get played in the Rams and it does happen on Monday night, it will be an excellent game, no doubt. This is the best game of the year so far.
I think Mahomes has a great game.
I think
I think he's gonna bounce
they're
back.
both gonna have
I think Mahomes will have a better game than Goff, but Gurley's gonna have a better game than Hunt. So it's gonna be
Yeah, because Goff doesn't have to have a great game
Right.
if Gurley has a great game.
like
He
he'll
can
throw
have
for a
good game, but
touchdown.
it doesn't
but
have to be
And
amazing.
the Rams defense is better. They can afford
Yes.
for Gurley to
Well-
run the ball. They can kind of sit back a little
How
bit.
much better are they?
yeah, but Mahomes, have they played a quarterback like Mahomes lately?
Yeah, Drew Brees.
Brees.
He just
Well, yeah, but
smoked
Drew
them.
Brees doesn't scramble. I'm saying like Mahomes. Like Mahomes pulls shit out of his ass somehow.
It's the only place
But
it
he
comes out of.
scrambles. He scrambles to make, almost like what's
Aaron
his-
Rodgers plays.
Yeah, I mean he throws
Like-
like Aaron Rodgers. He can throw on the run. He can throw his like lopsided what's Stafford.
Sidearms.
Yeah.
I mean he can throw the ball from any angle.
That's what I'm saying. He
But
throws
he's
left-handed.
smart. He's smart that where he doesn't run the ball like God forbid, rest in peace, Robert Griffin III, or the big linebacker, aka Cam Newton. I mean he doesn't need to because he's smart,
yeah.
but
Mhm.
he uses his legs to open up plays,
Right.
extend plays, and he doesn't kill himself doing it.
Rams are also 5-0 at home.
He'll get his 35, 40-yard rushing, which is a decent amount for for a quarterback, but he's not gonna put himself at risk. I think he's a good player. I like watching him. I like both these teams.
The Rams are 5-0 at home. I think it stands for the 5 people that go attend their games each week.
Yeah, the Rams is horrible.
They
They starting to
moved
get
up
free
a
tickets.
half a
probably.
point in the spread, and they moved their game to their home stadium from a fucking foreign country. That's how little home field advantage they have.
Right.
I know people that go to the games. They're empty. They were talking about leaving Los Angeles because they can't keep up. Like how much money they put into the team, they're not making any of that back.
Yeah, everyone told them it was stupid.
Yeah.
They just,
And they got like 3 or 4 teams playing in that stadium.
the
St.
problem
Louis
is it's a
still
show.
so
Like the
pissed off.
Lakers, a lot of times it's
Yeah.
a show, but no one's going to the show. It's an excellent.
Football hasn't been huge there, so it's like
Ever.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's
like
why they left.
yeah.
Right.
And the
People would rather go to the USC game.
People
and
would
they're
rather
fucking 3-7. or
yeah,
whatever.
I was gonna say people would rather go to the Lakers and they have like 4 wins. But
So, I mean, it's going to be a fun game. I mean, we'd still go with the over.
What do you say? Kansas City, everybody? Is it?
I like
I
Kansas
like
City
just
in
because the
the
points.
under.
It's a show me. It's a show me game for both teams. Obviously, they're both top dogs. This is not going to ruin either one of these teams. But I'll take the points here. I'm going over.
I would say I would like Kansas City, and I like the under because I just see it being Monday night game and all the hype, and
I agree, Kansas City in the under.
So
I don't think Hunt gets going, but I think Mahomes has a good game, and they're just.
This could be a Super Bowl preview, but I don't think the Rams are going to make the Super Bowl. Kansas City has a really good chance.
There's
think
just
the
something
Saints-
about the Rams.
No, I just don't think
the
they're ready
Saints are
yet.
the best team. Saints are the
So
best
do I.
team, in my opinion, out of
Yeah.
everybody. But not that they're
Like
deep.
to see the Bears play them though, on the road.
Who, the Rams?
No,
Chiefs?
the Saints. I'm saying that like two best teams. If they're on the road too.
The two best teams? Do you think
Yeah.
the Bears are the second best team in the
Absolutely.
Are you high?
No.
Not
NFC?
yet.
Almost.
So recap, I like my top three would be Tennessee, Houston, and
Carolina.
I
And
like-
the Pittsburgh.
Carolina and Pittsburgh. I like all four of those games, but I think Tennessee, Houston, my two locks, and I'd say probably my fourth would be probably Pitt.
My lock, Pittsburgh, Carolina, and the Rams Chiefs under.
Good.
It is good.
Just good.
It's a lot. I would never touch that, but
Goodbye.
You would never touch what?
that under.
Do you have any college picks?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what the fuck are you waiting for? What the fuck? Are you
College.
waiting for?
Have some. I got one or two.
Okay.
Got my strong hand. Are we done?
We're done if you want. I mean, I don't know what you guys are talking.
did-
I'm placing a bet. So.
Oh, I thought you were exiting out.
I got Ohio State minus 550, minus 400 Notre Dame, Indiana, Michigan under 53.5. Liberty
Northwestern.
versus
Oh.
Auburn plus 29.
You took Liberty.
Mm-hmm. And then Iowa State plus 3.5. I bought one.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Hopefully, you don't get fucked
Good work.
like last week.
Cool. How long was that? Probably about an hour.
48 minutes.
I knew it.
Knew it. 48.
So what are you doing?